let's start the show! Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we are back with another Tetris 99 stream. This one... Hey, good morning, Ian! How are you doing today? We are streaming in support of Extra Life, where every time I get a top 5 finish in Invictus mode, I'm donating $5 to Extra Life, donating $10 if I win, or when I win. And so far, we have raised $40 for Extra Life, and hoping to put some more money on the board today. Ian says, I'm good, just putting the finishing touches on my next Fire Emblem article. Man, you're like 200 hours deep into that game at this point. But kudos to you. The articles are great, and we appreciate the work you are putting in, breaking down that game to the level that you have. I have not touched that game in weeks, and I feel pretty good about it. I'm glad to be on Fire Emblem hiatus. Yep, definitely hit 200 during this run. Woo! That's a lot of fire. I don't blame you at all. Uh-oh, this is a bad start, by the way. Oh no. Oh no, can we just chill for a minute? Okay, there we go. Bring it down. We can manage from here, but otherwise... Yeah, alright, we're laughing. Whew. Yeah, yeah, Fire Emblem's still a great game. It's just, I can't play that much of it in one stretch. I can see a world where after you're done this run, like, you're just done with the game forever. Uh-oh. Yeah, whoever's been attacking me has been very aggressive. I almost feel like I shouldn't be attacking for the KO, and I should just be defending myself to try and ward off this person from continuing this onslaught, because I don't like... Oh, no! Uh-oh. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah, we're gonna get hit right here, but we can clean that up at least a little bit. Yeah, this person's not gonna stop. But yeah, as I was saying, we are playing today in support of Extra Life, and yeah, it's actually kind of a fitting... Oh, I see Ian. Realistically, I'll probably want to play the story DLC when it drops next year, but I'll be glad for a break before then. Absolutely. I'll probably pick that up too. But that's yeah, next year. We got time. I will take a break until then. Oh man, a little bit of sloppy play here. I generally don't start particularly well in Tetris 99. I usually end better with some reps. But yeah, this is not a great board we are in right now. Let's try and fix that. Hashtag for the kids. Yes. Absolutely for the kids. All of the proceeds go towards the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Last week was a pretty great start, though. Yes, it was a great start. That was a rare great start. Hopefully we can continue to do that. I think considering the onslaught that this person has been giving me since the start of this game, I think we're doing okay. I just need to stay on top of keeping the junk blocks down. Although the big challenge here is that I've cleared most of the board and the junk block stack is still piling. So he or she is sending these faster. Like, I don't have enough blocks to remove those. We keep trying, though. We keep trying. But yeah, Ian, how's your weekend going? Anything exciting going on? Out here, it's Canadian Thanksgiving, which, yes, it takes place a whole month before American Thanksgiving. I should have done the research as to why that happens. I don't actually know. And unlike American Thanksgiving, which is like a very specific day, like the last Thursday of November is when you guys do yours, Thanksgiving here is just kind of like, it's the Thanksgiving weekend. Do your Thanksgiving dinner whenever during that time. So, I was with my family on Saturday. We ended up not doing turkey, which is probably for the best, because I've definitely got a turkey dinner tonight and a turkey dinner tomorrow. With my in-laws tonight, and then my aunt tomorrow on the other side of the city. And, yeah, turkey's great, Thanksgiving's great, and here's a question. Oh, I will see your message in just a second. It's getting a little hot in here. Whew. Sounds like even every year Thanksgiving's a different month. It's equally as busy. Yes, Thanksgiving, definitely a busy time here. Just a lot of visiting family and lots of turkey and trying to be thankful for stuff. I asked this question to the Boss Rush crew at the end of the last episode. I didn't get a chance to ask everybody in the chat, but I'll ask you now, and I'll ask everybody else that comes in. What are you thankful for, Ian? Alright, let's... Yeah, I think we're doing okay. We're like top 20 right now, and we have this board largely under control, but this one person has been tormenting me this whole game. Hopefully I've done enough. We have not seen an attack from them in a bit. I hope I've done enough to ward them off. Let's get that piece in there. Make that flatter. Go... Ah, that's not what I wanted. Whew. I know I blocked that hole. Potentially strategic choice. Uh-oh. That's got to go there. That's got to go here. Throw that down the chute. This is not good. Okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Down the hole. Boom, Tetris for Jet. Top 10. Alright, we just need to hang on 5 more spots. Although, wow, this other player who's been attacking me the whole game just sent like a massive salvo at me. No! No! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 7. Ah! No! I think we ended up 1 spot short. 6th. Oh, no. Yeah, what if that guy was Randy? That would be very frustrating if it was. Let me catch up on your messages here. Been pretty chill. This afternoon, I am taking my son to stay with my grandparents for the week because my wife is having surgery tomorrow and will need that time to recover. Oh, no. Oh, man. I hope she'll be much better off after the... I hope it's not too serious. I'm sorry to hear that, Ian. And this is convenient because I haven't done my gratitude journal today yet, so I can feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Nice. And that didn't look like that was Randy, though I don't know for sure. Yeah, things I'm thankful for this upcoming Thanksgiving. In the broadest of terms, I'm thankful to be alive. Regardless of what faith you believe in and what you believe happens after this, It seems like, for the most part, like, you're not gonna get this again. Like, whether I'm in heaven, or I'm just gone forever, or I'm reincarnated as something else, I get the sense that after this, I'm not coming back as me. And I should really appreciate the fact that, like, everything that has come with this experience of being alive in this body, and just being here today, and being able to enjoy all that entails. So yes, being alive, my health, I don't think I'm suffering from anything major. I've got some annoying health-related things with my legs that make it difficult for me to run at the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm in fairly decent shape. That's a good place to start, thankfulness-wise. Yes, being here and being in a position where I can say that I'm thankful for stuff. Being alive is good. Thankful for all of the family and friends in my life. My wife, Steph, who is she's the best. Like, that's why I married her. She's a wonderful human being. She's smart. She's funny. Very ambitious. Probably the most caring and most considerate person that I've ever met in my life. And in stark contrast to me, I think hanging out with her has made me realize how not considerate and as selfish as I can be, and she definitely leads by example and makes me want to be more like her in that way. Yeah, thankful that we've been together for over a decade now, and married, have a house, and yeah, things are good. Thankful for my family, my mom and dad. Thankful to Randy, even if he might have been the one that sabotaged my bid to donate for the kids there. Yeah, Randy's been a great brother to me throughout, and we've always gotten along, and yeah, we still talk to this day. We both have a shared love of games that it's one of the many things we talk about. Thankful for, yeah, extended family as well. I've grown up in a big family. I got lots of cousins, lots of aunts and uncles, a lot of whom I don't necessarily know names of, and people I see at family parties who I don't know how they're connected to me, but appreciative to them for all the love and support they've given me throughout the years. Thankful for my work, being in the line of work that I'm in, and being able to make a steady paycheck is something that I appreciate a lot. And I had some good news at work recently, and can't talk about that, but definitely makes stuff a little easier for me in my day-to-day. I think for me, I'm most thankful right now for the people and resources that have helped me to recover on the mental health side of things. I've been doing a lot better lately, and I'm grateful to feel better, to have gotten to a better place. That's fantastic, Ian. And yeah, shout out to everybody that's there to help us out along the way. Friends, family, fellow bloggers, streamers that we just enjoy watching from time to time. I think, yeah, all the support matters. This is a rough go at it right now. What else am I thankful for? I think I got all the serious stuff out of the way. Family, friends, health, career. I am thankful that what are some video game things I'm thankful for? Oh, jeez. Not thankful for that L. Not thankful for that. I'm thankful that this streaming technology exists. Like, the opportunity to hang out with you guys all anytime. Yeah, I love the fact that streaming exists so we can have moments like this and we can hang out and play games. Like, I feel like when I started streaming, I came into it from a very different perspective of what games can I stream that maybe you guys haven't seen. I think in particular, because I started with the blog and I was making video stuff to support the blog, it was like, what games can I play that I can get footage of to then put on the blog to support my written pieces? And so it was more about, like, trying to play as many different games on stream as possible because I was offering this service of, like, go check out this game. And I think over the process of doing this now for a couple of years and building up a little bit of momentum here, the thing that's really special about streaming is it's not even so much the game and what we're playing, it's the opportunity to hang out and have these conversations and connect with like-minded people all over the world, and like being able to hang out with you, Ian, and hear your stories about your life and your kids and your kid and your board gaming stuff. Like, I care about that stuff a lot, and I think being able to hear all of those stories and keep up with, like, new friends from around the world, that's freaking awesome. And I think that's way cooler than, like, me being able to say, hey, do you remember this old video game that nobody plays anymore? Let's go play that for a stream. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that approach either, but I think just kind of changing the focus of the stream to be more of a place of, like, just us hanging out and a place for friends to hang out has been, like, really cool. That singular is very important. Haha. Yeah, I'm thankful for... What other things in, like, the world of gaming am I thankful for? I'm thankful if ever get the chance to start streaming. That's the kind of vibe I want to go for. I really enjoy your streams for that reason. Thank you, Ian. And I'm glad you enjoy them. I love having you here. You're amazing to hang out with. And again, like, we will figure out the logistics to get you on here sooner rather than later. I guess... Actually, we can figure out a little bit while we're here. Do you have a webcam on your tablet? Uh-oh, this is going to be really bad. I think I need to... Yeah, we just need to cut this from the top versus... Yeah, I know you have a tablet that you primarily use, and do you have a camera on that thing? And I ask more in that... Ideally, we would have a camera pointed at your face, and you could do that with your phone. It's a little harder to find a stand to, like, make the camera point at you just so. But I'm assuming on, like, your tablet PC possibly has a stand. I don't know. All right. So there is a camera on it, but the last time I tried, it didn't work. I'm going to have to troubleshoot that a little, but if I can get it to work, I do have a camera on my tablet. Okay. I'm going to assume you have a camera on your phone. I guess the thing, if you can't use your tablet, the thing would be, can you find a... It's also the kind that has a keyboard with it, so getting it to stand is pretty convenient. Yes. You do have a phone camera. All right. I guess the thing there to figure out is, can you prop up your phone in a way where you can have it consistently pointing at your face while playing video games? That would be the key. If you can figure that out, I can make the rest happen. Alright, we've got this big chute here. Whew. Alright, let's go send those down. Top 25. Let's get a couple more spots up. Of course, things can go sideways in this game really fast, as you've seen many times before. We're in decent shape at the moment, though someone is attacking us pretty aggressively at the moment. Or, like, just started attacking pretty aggressively. Throw that down. Oh, no. Okay, we'll send that there. This here. Wow, whoever is attacking. Y'all need to chill out. Uh-oh. That's put us in a very, not great predicament here. Put that there. Put that there. Here. Here. Alright. How about... no! That's definitely not what I wanted. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. There. Woo! Okay, that was a really messy situation there, and we are still not out of the woods. Oh, no. No. Oh, that was rough. Ugh. It always blows me away to the situations you manage to find a way out of. Thank you. Didn't work out in the long run there. I think I got pushed out more than me messing up. Like, even if I was playing that perfectly, just I was not doing enough. The onslaught was too much. But yeah, I think that's part of why I like Tetris so much, is like just those really quick, where does this go? Where does this go? Where does this go? And it's taken like I've pretty much been playing this game my whole life, and I think I'm pretty good, but yeah, there's still room to improve, and you can find better ways to optimize, and I think that's part of the beauty of Tetris. Like, you'll never fully master it. I think especially classic Tetris, where the blocks are pure RNG and they lock instantly. It seems like you'll never truly master it. You can get really incredibly good, but the game is always going to win in the end. Whew. It's a pretty intense game so far. I should definitely be able to figure out whether that'll work without too much trouble. Awesome. Let me know, and we'll set something up soon. Whether it's... yeah, Boss Rush probably not happening until earliest November. But I think we could play. Like, you and me can tag team a game of some sort. Maybe Battle in Pokemon, or... I'll have to double check and see what games you have that we could possibly play together. Haven't done any T-spins yet. I'm sure there's probably someone lurking on the stream like, oh man, this guy can't T-spin. That's what it always is, right? There we go. What else am I thankful for in the world of gaming right now? Yeah, Twitch has been fun, and I think being able to establish what this channel is up to this point has been really cool, and learning and continuing to get better and trying to make a more entertaining stream. I think that's been a lot of fun. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that there's the opportunity for gamers to share these experiences with others around the world, whether they're, I don't know, the best Fortnite players in the world, or they're speedrunners, or they just really like having I don't know, maybe they do like really great perler art and that's their channel. There's one channel I saw that's just knitting, right? And it's just a grandma who knits, and she's like a Twitch partner, and she gets thousands of people watching her stream. It's amazing. I love that there's an opportunity for that, that this platform, like not just Twitch, just streaming in general, is able to bring people together in that way, and in ways that we wouldn't have been able to do before. Multiplayer games I own: Pokemon, Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Mario Party, ARMS. That may be it with online functionality. I have all of those except Mario. I have all of those except for Mario Party. I wonder... ARMS would be cool, though. If we play, like, the party mode and we team up, that could be a lot of fun. I don't know if anyone will watch the stream that, but that would be a lot of fun to play. Pokemon, yeah, that's a good one. I think you would probably stomp me out pretty good in that. Uh-oh, this is, not great. If we can just get... Uh-oh. That line took a smidgen too long. Okay. Nah, we're done. 39th, not bad, not bad. Mario Kart works as well. We could get a bunch of people in from Mario Kart. If we stream Mario Kart on Extra Life, you could probably play with us. I don't know about all that, particularly if I use my Nuzlocke team. Okay, I will shortlist those games. I'll keep that in mind when we eventually set this up. But yeah, let me know if you're able to figure out a way of getting your camera and Discord working, and then we'll make it happen. Other, like, gaming-related things I'm thankful for. I think it's really easy to fixate on the negative stuff. And there's been a lot of negative stuff. I'm thankful that there are so many different games for so many different tastes and interests, and the scope of what gaming content is and who it's created for is growing. I grew up in a time when video games were considered to be like a boys' medium. Boys hot. We're making these games for kids, for young boys, and it's grown to be so much more than that. Gamers have grown up with the medium. They didn't drop it as adults. And the types of games that are being made, games that appeal more to women, games that my mom would prefer to play, my grandma would like to play, right? All the Facebook game stuff. I mean, Facebook games is not what it used to be, but the fact that, hey, there was an entire segment of gamers who were like grandmas playing Farmville on their Facebook is incredible. Ooh, that's a good one. Yes, I want to see the scene grow and see more content being made for gamers of all sorts, because I think this is a hobby that shouldn't be limited to dude bros who hit no-scope headshots. Like, this medium can be so much more than that and speak to so many more people, and we've definitely started to see more of that, and I want to see the medium continue to grow on that front. Other, like, I guess there's big, like, things, big, small things I'm thankful for. This is a recent one. I'm thankful for the advent of mini consoles, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I know I talked about it on Boss Rush, but for everybody else on the stream, after this, we'll do like a very quick show and tell. Yeah, so I'll get back to that point. Other things to be thankful for. I'm thankful that, and I mean, maybe this is one of the advantages of being my age. I've been around for a pretty sizable portion of gaming's history. When I was a toddler, my first system ever was a hand-me-down Atari 2600. And I was in an era when the NES was really hitting its stride. And when you think about like what's happened since then, I've gotten to be there firsthand for so much of video game history. Like when people talk about the big rivalry between the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, like I was there. I was in those arguments with kids in the playground talking about which system was better. And I saw the rise of the PlayStation, and oh no, that was all my fault. I messed that up really large. And yeah, I've gotten to see so much of the history of video games and kind of have, yeah, been able to see it, been able to acknowledge it, recognize, be able to pull from that moment and understand where I was in history when such and such happened, and been able to play so many great games along the way. And speaking of, there's a box right there. I added that to my collection this week. Give me 1 second. Ugh. Y'all probably saw, yeah, I'm totally still in my PJs this morning. Yeah, so something I added to my collection this week, thanks to a 20% off coupon. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Michelle. Yeah, I got a Sega Genesis Mini, and I love this modern wave of mini consoles. I should actually bust all these out. I have them like on a stack over there. I'd be more concerned if you were not in your PJs. Give me a sec. Oh, and I just dropped the SNES Classic. That's no good. Sunday, gotta relax. Yes. And I love the fact that we're getting these old games packaged in this particular way, having these retro mini consoles where you can play these old games in a form factor that still looks like the old thing, but still plays on a modern television, and you can up-res it to HD, and you get all these features, save states. I got my NES Classic here as well, kind of the one that really kickstarted the modern wave of classic consoles. And yeah, we got the SNES Classic here as well. And yeah, I mean, we've been able to emulate games or play them on newer hardware. Like, I can load up Link to the Past right now on the Switch. But there's something to be said about playing it on a box that looks like the original box with the click, like that chunky click when you flip that on, and having that reset slide up like that, and having the SNES controller in your hand, like, really takes me back to when I was growing up and playing these games. And the value proposition on these things, like, trying to get a physical copy of Chrono Trigger, no box, no manual, is more expensive than buying this with 20 plus games on it. It's more expensive than getting this with 42 games on it. Is way more expensive than this thing on clear. I'm sorry. Not trying to clown on the PlayStation Classic too much. It's not great. But nevertheless, you're still getting like Final Fantasy VII on here. You're getting Metal Gear. You're getting a lot of some of the biggest games that came out on the PS1 as well. And I know this thing sold poorly. and the emulation's not great, but for a couple bucks, like, you're still getting some really big-time hits on here. And I think being able to, like, go through the history of video games, like, if I have a kid someday, and I hope I do, I'd love to be a dad someday, and I don't know how I would introduce my future children to video games, but for me to be able to say, like, hey, instead of digging out these old consoles and playing hundreds of games, like, I've got these things I can hook up to a modern TV and try out the best stuff right away. I don't know. I think that's cool. Let me stack these here. Let's go play some more Tetris. A tiny part of me is still hoping for an N64 one, but I don't think it's realistic. Why do you not think it's realistic? I definitely have some thoughts on a potential Nintendo 64 classic, but I would love to hear your case for why it's not realistic. For those just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, and we are playing Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch in support of Extra Life. For every... Man, I'm blanking now. For every top 5 finish in Invictus mode, I will donate $5 to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, and for every win, I will donate $10. So far, since we started doing this program, I've raised $40 for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, and you don't have to wait for me to make a difference. You can hit the link in the top right-hand corner of your screen, bit.ly/jet2019, and make a donation directly to my Extra Life page. Or you can hit the link below on my Twitch channel, and the link is there as well. Look for the thermometer with the money total, and make a donation for a great cause. All of the proceeds go toward the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, and that's 170 hospitals that specialize in pediatric care, caring for tens of thousands of kids every day. Oh, there we go. Get that T-spin setup going for the every time. All right. I don't think Nintendo considers it a classic in the way they do for older consoles. The NES and SNES both got classic consoles and Nintendo Switch support, whereas the N64, we're seeing neither, and Nintendo hasn't said anything about either being a possibility. Yeah, those are all valid points. I think the fact that Nintendo 64 stuff has been seen on the Virtual Console at the very least gives me hope that it's feasible, and they haven't completely forgotten about the Nintendo 64, and they've emulated those games before, and they probably could emulate them again. That said, I think there are definitely some logistical challenges to making a Nintendo 64 happen. Like, those controllers are not great in design, and in particular, the analog stick is going to wear into oblivion in like 5 days. And do they just publish that controller again the exact same way? Do you pack 4 controllers in there? I don't think you can. What games do you put on there? Like, they've kind of also set a precedent for the value of what a Super Nintendo game is valued at versus what an NES game is at. And if they continue with that model, like if 30 games on the NES Classic versus 21 games on the SNES Classic, are you getting like 10 games, 15 games? Or is it just going to be a more expensive unit? So much of Nintendo's output on the Nintendo 64 also came from Rare, and Rare's on Microsoft now. Although Rare and Nintendo have been... Well, Nintendo's been buddy-buddy again with Microsoft, so maybe they've at least crossed that bridge, and you could get like a Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo 64 Classic someday. Only 10 games would be a tough sell, I would think. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Yep, I hope so too. I think it's got to be at least 20. I had a list. I think I published it on the blog of here are the games I would want on a Nintendo 64 Classic. Off the top of your head, Ian, what would you want in a Nintendo 64 Classic? I'll wait for your response before I start throwing in some answers myself. I would love to see... A Nintendo 64 Classic would sell gangbusters. I think that maybe it didn't have the best lifespan. Like, that system did not sell nearly as well as the PS1. And I think the Nintendo Switch has already outsold the Nintendo 64. For context of how well the Nintendo 64 did not do. But I think that over the years, Nintendo products have aged very well. The collector value on Nintendo products has gone up as people like younger gamers and older gamers who grew up with that stuff try to track that stuff down. Like, those games are always sold at a premium. And a lot of that stuff has aged really well. Like, you can still play a lot of those games and still have a ton of fun with them. That line came just a bit too late. Damn. Honestly, I'd hope for at least a few of the weird ones that we never see remakes or remasters of. Mischief Makers, that would be fun. Mystical Ninja, yes. Quest 64, oh man, I remember that. I don't remember playing it, I just remember this being like, oh man, this is the most generic RPG I could possibly think of. I never did play it. Chameleon Twist? If it's only Zelda, Mario, and Star Fox, it's basically a worse 3DS. Huh, that's an interesting point of view on that. Yeah, so, like, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are probably locks. I think you have to put both in. That's 2 games down. I guess maybe someone make the case like, you can cut Majora's Mask, but I think you would do both. Super Mario 64 is a lock. I think Star Fox would probably also be a lock. Mario Kart would be a lock. The glaring hole here is GoldenEye. If somehow Nintendo and Microsoft and everybody involved with the rights to James Bond could get GoldenEye on that system, that would be a massive PR win. And like, I don't think GoldenEye is even the best shooter Rare has made. They made Perfect Dark, and I think that's a better game. But getting GoldenEye on the console would like earn them such goodwill, and I think they could sell a ton of. I mean, like, the Nintendo 64 Classic's not going to be short on killer apps, but a GoldenEye would be like the win of all wins, considering the game's history and the fact that we've never. That game, for as much as it's celebrated, has never been remade, remastered. People have tried making other games with the name GoldenEye on it that just did not live up to the expectations. That seeing that game again would be incredible. I've heard some folks say that GoldenEye hasn't aged well. I've never played it, so I couldn't say so myself. You are correct, GoldenEye has not aged well. But man, at the time, there was nothing like GoldenEye. GoldenEye, like, changed the way that, like, changed couch co-op. It revolutionized shooters on consoles. The advent of, competitive first-person shooter play on a home console was unheard of at the time. Well, okay, it wasn't the first one. Like, now that I think about it, there were other first-person shooter games that did have split-screen multiplayer, but that was the one that really went mainstream, and everybody played GoldenEye at that time. I think at this point, if they're going to do a Nintendo 64 Classic, they would acknowledge the fact that they can't get GoldenEye, and now that they have that relationship with Microsoft, they would put Perfect Dark in there instead. And personally, I think that's a much better pick. At this point, I think Perfect Dark is just a better... It's a better game on every front. Better single-player campaign. You can play it in 2-player co-op. More in 4-player versus. You've got more options in terms of levels, in terms of customization, what weapons are in and out. You can play bots. You can play with bots in Perfect Dark, so a total of up to 12 people on screen at once. It was crazy what Rare was able to do on the Nintendo 64. Yeah, GoldenEye's been on my list of stuff to stream at some point. Like, I think we could do a Let's Play of playing through that game in, like, 2 or 3 streams. It's not particularly long, and that I do have a lot of fond memories with it. But yes, there's absolutely some jank where that is not aged. It is not as fun as it used to be. But yeah, its historical value is unparalleled. Yeah, weird Nintendo 64 games. I don't have that many of them. I would love to see... It's going to be a shame when they don't publish the wrestling games, like the Aki N64 wrestling games, your No Mercies, WrestleMania 2000, that stuff. I've heard some rumors, though, that Aki might be developing a wrestling game again for AEW. That would be incredible if Aki came back to do the AEW game. Because, yeah, to this day, no one has made a wrestling game as good as, like, WWF No Mercy. Trying to think. Other weirdo Nintendo 64 games. In light of recent events, we'd probably get oh, no, that was terrible. We'd probably get Doom 64. Now that Nintendo and Bethesda are buddy-buddy. And we're getting Doom 64 on the Switch. Alright, we're almost an hour in. We haven't put up any money on the board. This is kind of embarrassing. Although it took like an hour and a half last time. Or the first time we did this. But we're going to get there. And for everybody else just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we're playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life, donating $5 to Extra Life for every top 5 finish in Invictus mode, $10 for every win between now and November 1st, and hoping to donate up to $100. And so far, we've donated 40 to Extra Life, and you can donate as well. You can hit the link at the top right corner of your screen, or hit the link below on my Twitch channel and donate that way. What other stuff? I would love to see an F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64 Classic. That is a fantastic racing game. It's the best in the series. They never bring that one back out, but they always bring out the Super Nintendo one, which isn't nearly as good. Yeah, I guess, Ian, the million-dollar question about a potential Nintendo 64 Classic. Do you want that controller to stay exactly as it is? The 3 prongs, the analog stick just wearing into oblivion? Yeah, I think they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they don't put out an authentic Nintendo 64 controller, the purists will be very upset about that. But at the same time, like, you're getting a faulty controller that's going to wear out on you in due time. Maybe they put out the N64 classic controller as is, and then they sell third-party ones separately. That would be a cool in-between. I'm so torn between it's part of the experience and what in the world were they thinking exactly. Oh man, I have a story on that too, on Nintendo 64 controller grip. Yeah, after this, I will grab the appropriate things to demonstrate. Yeah, maybe I think like the Sega Genesis Classic, where they put out the more iconic 3-button controller with the console itself. But if you wanted the 6-button controller to play Street Fighter right, you can buy that separately, and they have an official option. That might be a good in-between. Also, with the Nintendo 64 Classic, do you then put out all the colors of the controllers? Because they put out a lot of different colors. And even if you were to just go with, like, the launch colors of the Nintendo 64 controllers, that's still, like, 4 or 5 different colors. And that seems to add a lot of extra production on Nintendo's part that I don't know if it's worth it going through all the trouble for that. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Do this, and then we get that double. Other games for a Nintendo 64 Classic. Man. I have like a bunch of Nintendo 64 games there. I could sift through. Other weird, like Jet Force Gemini is another like weirdo Nintendo 64 rare game. That would be cool. Oh man, Diddy Kong Racing. Now that Nintendo and Microsoft are cool again, that would be a fun one to see. That game was ahead of its time for kart racing, having that full adventure mode with boss fights and an overworld, and having 3 different types of vehicles you can race in, and you can switch between which ones you want to race in. That game was ahead of its time. I thought it was way too hard in its campaign, but it was very cool. Oh yeah, Diddy Kong Racing would be a throwback, for sure. Mario Kart 64 have to be on there. Oh man, that spin though. I prefer Mario Kart, but Diddy Kong did some interesting things. Agreed. I also prefer Mario Kart. But Diddy Kong Racing was absolutely blazing its own trail and doing some really cool stuff that most kart racers aren't really doing. Like, Mario Kart is still not doing a lot of the stuff that Diddy Kong Racing did. They kind of borrowed the different vehicles, at least like the they added gliding, which is sort of the same as like flying, but not quite to that same extent. And definitely on the single player front with like boss fights and whatnot, Mario Kart has not done. Mario Kart, a much more straightforward experience. Oh, this is not... Oh, no. Oh, we were close, too. Oh, I was supposed to show you guys something. I'll be back. Give me like 2 seconds. It was a story about a friend of mine and the Nintendo 64 controller. Ugh. Oh, Glover. Gotta get Glover on there. Oh, man. Wasn't Space Station Silicon Valley also a Nintendo 64 game made by Rockstar, of all people? Some would say the best Rockstar game. Alright, so Nintendo 64. One of the most curious designs in all of gaming. It's got this 3-prong setup, and you're supposed to hold it either like this. Most of the time, people held it like this, because you got the analog stick and the analog stick, the Z trigger. One of my friends, and I will not name his name, he held a Nintendo 64 controller like this. And he reached all the way out and was controlling like my thumb barely reaches out to that point. But he held it like this all the time. And I was like, dude, are you serious? That's totally not the way you hold it. Then if you're playing it this way, how do you reach the trigger at the bottom? But no, that's how he played the Nintendo 64. Does he still have a left hand? That is a good question. I have no idea. I have not seen him in a long time, but no, this is not. And I bet a lot of people held it like this too, because how it doesn't make sense. I've also seen there was a Smash player, a competitive Smash player who plays like the N64 controller upside down. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I don't know if that was a troll or what, but I think it was another story of like the kid didn't grow up with the Nintendo 64, and I don't know. That one might be a troll, but nevertheless, I don't know. Did you know anybody that gripped the Nintendo 64 controller like that? $78 people. Bum, 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 bum. 2, 1. This was not a great attempt at setting up a T-spin. Let's just bail out on this whole thing. Bail out, bail out, bail out. Scratch that. In terms of streaming schedule stuff, I'm gonna put out the schedule tonight, and because it's the long week, I think it's the long weekend for you too, Ian, right? I think you guys have like Columbus Day or something. I don't know what the holiday is exactly. I might be streaming on Monday morning. I normally don't stream on weekday mornings because I'm at work. But I'm thinking we might do a little bit of the Sega Genesis Mini. We'll just kind of poke around and see what the system has to offer. We'll play a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog, play a little bit of whatever's on there. Probably not going to focus on one particular game. We'll just kind of mess around with the feature set and dabble in a bunch of different things. Very casual stream, I think. I still don't know many people... think many people get off for Columbus Day. I certainly wouldn't, but I'd be off anyway for the surgery. Ah, okay. Huh. Yeah, I work at a company that's primarily based in the US, and I'm part of the international office in Toronto, and I'm pretty sure our US branch is closed for tomorrow. But yeah, thinking of streaming tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We'll casually play around with the Sega Genesis Mini. If there are any particular games you want to see, let me know. I'll probably just mess around and we'll dabble in some things. I was playing it last night and I beat Streets of Rage 2 for the first time. It's a beat 'em up, very similar to like a Final Fight or games of that sort, and it was actually pretty good. I like that your character has a few more moves than just mash the A button to attack. That's interesting, since I work for a state agency, we usually have more days off than most, but Columbus Day is not one of them. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I can't speak to American days off and what's normal and what's not. Okay. There. I know we're going to leave a little bit of a gap here. That's okay. We'll fix that. In due time. Like that. But yeah, I was saying Streets of Rage 2. That game, it looks really good. It's got a few more fighting moves to make the fighting a little more interesting than just walk to the right and beat people up, even though that's 99% of the game. But what makes that game stand out is its soundtrack is so good. Oh my goodness. It's... For the time when we were still... A lot of the music was still very video gamey in nature, for lack of a better term. That Streets of Rage 2 music is like a direct riff on 90s dance music of the time. Like, if they were to fully orchestrate that stuff, like, I guess orchestrate's not the right word because it's all electronic instruments anyway, but... If you just made those into straight-up pop songs, it would sound like anything you would have heard on the radio in the 90s. And it's incredibly catchy, and there's some real bops there, as the kids would say. And so yeah, we'll play that, a little bit of that for sure, tomorrow as well. But yeah, I'll put out the schedule tonight so everybody knows. It's probably Monday, Sega Genesis. Wednesday, we'll go back to Link's Awakening. And Sunday, we'll play some more Tetris. Ian, and for everybody else in the chat, since it is Canadian Thanksgiving here, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? I mean, turkey's probably the obvious choice. I do enjoy me some turkey. I think my favorite Thanksgiving food, though, has got to be the stuffing. I think stuffing is incredibly delicious. Whether it's... Especially if it's baked in the turkey. When you bake it in the turkey and you get the extra turkey juices in there, incredible stuff. And then stuffing also works really well after the fact, so if you're eating stuffing as leftovers, it's still amazing. So versatility, definitely on stuffing side. Turkey's great. I think you need to be very careful with your turkey, because it's very easy to make a turkey that is too dry. And so maybe that's not necessarily turkey's fault, because good turkey is good turkey, but definitely a harder food to get right. So confession, I'm actually not that into Thanksgiving food. Most of the stuff that gets served isn't really to my taste, so I end up eating a lot of turkey and ham. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear that, but turkey... Okay, ham is also delicious. And turkey's good too. But yeah, I love the stuffing. Love mashed potatoes. Cranberry sauce is alright. It took me some time to give it an honest try, and then like I got into it and was like, okay, yeah, this is good. This is good. Yeah, Thanksgiving is a very big occasion on my in-laws' side. It's kind of interesting just seeing like my wife's upbringing versus my upbringing, and I think the thing that stands out to me about my family versus her family, and this is not me competing or anything like that, like just an observation, is her family is very big on formality and tradition, and when there's the family dinner, it's everyone sits at the table. All the food is spread out, and we sit there and we talk for hours at a time. And on Thanksgiving, we dress up, and yeah, we sit at the table. It's the turkey. It's a lot of the same foods every year, and like, there's no problem with that. It's delicious, but like, it's very much, you know the drill. Do your part of that thing. And my family is very not traditional at all. Part of it is because when we get together as an extended family, like, there's no table to fit like 40 of us in one spot. So everyone's just kind of sitting around the house in different spots, just eating where you can eat. And that was a terrible run at Tetris, by the way. But even generally speaking, like, we don't dress up for these occasions, and it's just a lot more laid back. There's a lot of Filipino food as well. That's also because I'm Filipino. Oh, I read that part already. And yeah, so my family is somewhere in between, I think. There's a lot of tradition involved, but I guess it's a bit less formal than what you described for Steph. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, her family, very traditional, formal in the way that they handle, like, family gatherings and stuff. And my family is like, oh, whatever. We have no traditions. I guess, yes, there's turkey, but where it takes place, where people sit, I guess at this point, the tradition, and this was started by my uncle, my Uncle June, who passed away a couple years ago, R.I.P., to Tito Jun. He got us to play a family game. He would make a game for the whole family to play. And he started doing this in, like, the early to mid-2000s. And so, like, after dinner, it would just be a game that he would design for everyone to play. And then unfortunately, he got sick a couple years ago, ended up passing away due to leukemia. But the tradition still carries on. Like, the very next family gathering, one of my cousins picked it up, the tradition, and ever since then, like, there's always been a game at these family jams that's being played. I have not contributed a game. I know I make a lot of games for Boss Rush, and maybe to a certain extent I'm influenced by him. But I have not contributed a game to our family event just yet. And I should, now that I think about it. And yes, shoutouts to Steph's family. I look forward to hanging out with them this evening, enjoying some turkey. My mother-in-law, I think the big thing that we bond over is Pokemon Go. She'd like never played video games in her life, but she loves Pokemon Go, and she's playing all the time. And I think the big thing is, like, I manage her Pokemon. She's not comfortable with, like, knowing which Pokemon are good and what IVs she's looking for and which Pokemon to keep and delete. So, like, every couple of weeks when we go by her house, I take her phone and just manage the Pokemon. I pick all the good ones, delete all the rest, power up the ones that she needs, manage her quest log, all that stuff. And yeah, to my point about what I'm thankful for, and game content being more varied and accessible. Like, I think it's amazing that my mother-in-law, who'd never played video games in her life, has a video game that she loves and can play, and there's no shame in that whatsoever. Back to other things I'm thankful for. I am thankful that we are finally going to be entering an era where cross-platform play is a standard. Like, for the longest time, it hasn't been technically feasible. Like, in the advent of, like, the PS3, Xbox 360, when online really started to become a thing, those platforms were built on entirely different architecture, so I can understand the technical hurdles of that. But during this generation of consoles in particular, like, there was no excuse. Like, we were able to do this. It was just a business decision by certain powers that be that didn't want this to happen, to protect their best interests, and it was kind of anti-gamer, and they held on. I'm gonna say Sony in particular held on as long as they could, but Microsoft, I think, being in the position they were in, being so far behind in sales, kind of had the opening for them to just go nuts and make that happen, and then kind of put the pressure on everybody else to make cross-platform play a thing. And now that cross-platform play is out of beta, we should start to see way more games have cross-platform support, and that's a good thing. I don't want to have to buy multiple copies of a game so I can play it with my friends across all systems. I've done it, and I've bought multiple copies of Street Fighter 4 so I could play with my friends on every platform, and it's not necessary anymore, and it's better for all involved that it's this way. I'm thankful for the Nintendo Switch that we are playing right now. I love Nintendo as a platform, as developers and publishers, and for a time, Nintendo's always been kind of hit and miss. They've always made amazing games, but their consoles, sometimes they go a little too far off the deep end, or they make stuff that just doesn't hit at a mass level. The Wii it had some really high points, and again, to that point on accessibility, that was a console that definitely widened the audience for games, but they didn't make a lot of games that I was interested in, so it wasn't that interesting for me. But the Wii U, they kind of swung back to making more core games, but because it was kind of still tethered to the Wii in certain ways, it never fully lived to its potential. Among other issues with the platform, the Wii U had a lot of problems. But Nintendo kind of crushing it. Well, not kind of crushing it. They are crushing it right now with the Nintendo Switch. They've really made a lot of great core games. Zelda arguably at its best, Mario arguably at its best, Fire Emblem arguably at its best. Just all their first-party games have been amazing. Just knocking them out of the park. For those just tuning in, I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we're playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life, making $5 donations for every top 5 finish, $10 for every win. Unfortunately, it hasn't been that great of a run for me today. We haven't made any donations yet. Ugh. We came in 6th at the very beginning, and it's been an uphill battle ever since, but we're trying. Let's change up the background and oh man. Change up this theme in a sec. Other things in gaming and video games to be thankful for. I don't know. I'm struggling now. I know there's definitely more things. Like I could say, I'm thankful for Tetris 99, because Tetris 99 is a fantastic version of Tetris in the way they're able to get this massive multiplayer element to work. And on multiple levels, actually, I'd be thankful for Tetris 99. One, it's a great game that's kept me playing all year long, and a version of Tetris I could probably play happily for the rest of my life. They keep adding new stuff, and it's been a really great game for me in terms of streaming. And it's a game that has brought a lot of people to this channel who maybe wouldn't have given me a chance otherwise. And for that, I'm grateful for it. And I love playing this game. And again, I could probably play this game till the end of time. And so, yeah, I do have a lot of other goals related to things not streaming Tetris. But it's cool to be able to come back and play this one all the time and share this experience with you guys. And I know you enjoy it, and we'll keep going as long as we continue to have fun. In terms of, like, video game stuff, what am I am thankful that, bringing it back to Extra Life, I'm thankful that this stream, I guess I didn't need streaming to make my efforts on Extra Life happen, but I'm thankful for the positive contributions that have come out of this Extra Life experience. I think in total now, we've raised almost, like, between this year and last year, we've raised almost $1,000 for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. And that's an incredible feat. And to think about, like, at a rudimentary level, there's a lot more to it than that, but the fact that I can, or like all of us as gamers can play video games as a means of making positive change in the world, that's incredible. The opportunity that this platform in particular, like streaming, provides, and being able to open up that fundraising experience to many different viewers, many different players who are organizing these events. And I remember being very overcome with emotion when we were doing the Extra Life and starting to think about, like my mind was so fixated on, like, trying to get the production right and making sure that the schedule was running smoothly. But then when I was able to sit back towards the end and realized, oh my goodness, we've raised so much money for an incredible cause. And then later on, like, go to that Extra Life Guild meeting and see, this is where your money went. You helped to fund the redesign of the CT scan machine so that it looks like an undersea adventure instead of a scary scanning contraption. And kids are now able to, or doctors are now able to get clean scans of the kids that will help the doctors treat these kids better. Like, that stuff is incredible. What's not incredible is the way this board is looking right now and the attacks we have been getting. Because we are on the brink of extinction here. Oh, definitely done. Definitely done. 26th. Damn. And Ian says, I think this game did a lot for the online service too. Probably one of the biggest incentives other than actually being able to play your games with people online. Yes. Tetris 99 is probably still the best reason to have a Nintendo Switch online service. The online play is still not great in most Nintendo Switch games. The downloadable games have dried up, like the free stuff. The offers have been hit and miss. But Tetris 99 has always delivered and continues to deliver. Boom, boom. It has been tough today in Tetris 99. I'm getting obliterated here. Ian, is there anything in the world of gaming that you would be thankful for? another thing. Any aspect of the gaming experience. I'm grateful that, I think this is probably a broader reaching one, and not so much games, but I'm grateful that there are platforms for creators like us to share our thoughts and experiences on the hobby. Platforms like a WordPress, like a Tumblr, like a Twitch, a YouTube, and for a very long time in history, that ability to share our thoughts and opinions and experiences with a wider audience was pretty much held by a handful of media corporations, and now anybody can put content out there for a wider audience, and we're able to share our thoughts and feelings and connect with like-minded people. And I think that's amazing that we have that experience now, and we're able to connect on like-minded interests and creation and gaming, and talk about all that stuff as like one giant community. Even if I myself am probably not as connected to the creator community as I should be on Twitch or on WordPress. But I think that it's great that the option is there, and I've made some really valuable connections with people, such as you, Ian, such as Jason. Like, geez. Right now I'm thankful that there are so many to look forward to. I still have multiple games that released within the last couple of months that I want to pick up, and a couple more that haven't come out yet that I want to check out. Yes, the release schedule. Like, there are so many games to play, so many good games to play. People have backlogs that go a mile long, and in the grand scheme of things, that's a great problem. That's a great problem to have, that there's just so many good games that you can go your whole life at this point only playing bangers, because the options are always there. And we are not doing particularly well in this board. I predict a pretty early demise here. But who knows? Maybe we can pull something out of a hat, perhaps? Right, like right here? Okay. Cue the comeback. Alright, at least we got the top 50, and get that run going, keep that combo going, woo! Alright, we laughing. Whew, man, that was quite the jam that we just dug ourselves out of. I really thought we were done for. We might be done for here, though. Let's bring that down, Okay. Whew! So yes, I was saying, like, meeting other people through the world of content creation. Like, Jason's he was based in Indiana, then moved to California, but we met through each other's blogs, like, almost a decade ago now. And we were just kind of, like, commenting on each other's blog posts back and forth for about a year. And then I was writing for another site called Splitkick at the time, and an offer was made for me to start my own podcast. And when it came down to, like, who do I want to do the show with, I was like, I want to do the show with Jason. Jason seems like a really cool dude, super knowledgeable about games, huge game collector. His collection is thousands of games deep. I don't know anybody in real life with a larger collection than him. And then, yeah, for like a year and a half, we were on podcast together like every week along with Matt. And yeah, then there's the story of Matt. Like, we went to school. We went to the same school. I was classmates with John, his twin brother John. And for years, like, after our run at school ended, we kind of fell out of touch. But then, like, I started this podcast up, and I knew that Matt was writing for Biff Bam Pop, and I was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And he said, sure. And even though we hadn't talked in years, like, it felt like we'd been friends that whole time. And then again, like, once our old podcast ended, we ended up going on hiatus for a while. Matt got married, I got married, Jason moved out to California, and then when we started doing Boss Rush again, like, it just kind of picked up. We were all buddy-buddy again, just like nothing, like there was never a time gap there, and it's incredible that we can all be together and be friends like that. One with Matt and John, who I'd been like estranged with for a long time and got reconnected with, and for Jason, who, like, in any other circumstance I never would have met. That's pretty awesome, yeah. And then I guess there's Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump. I mean, I've talked about them. I talk about them like every stream. But yeah, thankful for them too. We connected through Chris found one of my stream VODs on my blog. It was a Ninja Turtles one, and she commented on that video, and I clicked through to see their blog, and I was like, oh man, they do awesome stuff. And from there, I reached out like, hey, do you guys want to collaborate on a post? And that it's kind of grown to be like way bigger than that now. And so shout out to Chris and Rachel as well. I wouldn't be thankful for them, and that is a friendship that would not have happened had I not been involved in like the creator community at all. And now I've got like a whole bunch of amazing friends like all over the world that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Oh, we're top 10, but it's not looking good. Can we make something happen? Anything? Anything? Nah. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. What is that icon? Hold on. That's snazzy Tetris icon. I want that. Can I get that? Completed. What did we get? Okay, we got a lion, a golden T, a silver L. We got a B. What's that? There's a chicken, spider. Woof, excuse me. Spider-Man. This thing. Yeah, what are those Invictus ones? Show me what the Invictus is. Let me get my Invictus flex on. This is what I want. All the way over here. Play, no. Finish top 10. Clear 20,000 lines. Give me, like, the Invictus win one. Okay, we're gonna stick with number 1. Invictus. Oh, another T. Whatever. T-spin, no reason. But yeah, for everybody else in the chat, like, continue this conversation. What are you thankful for? Could be video game related, could be life related. I am thankful... What else am I thankful for? I'm trying to think. Oh, dude, sports-wise, I am thankful that my Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship this season. I'm incredibly thankful for that. I've been a longtime fan of that team since day one. Since they announced that basketball was coming to Toronto, I voted in the contest where I voted for the name Raptors as the official team name. And unfortunately for the team, they've been bad for most of their existence, and I cheered on a really crummy team for a long time, and I stuck with them through and through, and I honestly thought that there was a chance I'd never see them win a championship in my lifetime. And a lot of things fell right for the Raptors this year, but that's all that matters in the end. We got the W. Even though I wasn't in the country for it, that part makes me sad, but I did get to cheer on the team when they won it with many other Canadians at the casino in London, and we sang "O Canada," and we partied all night long, then watched the parade from while we were in Paris. And I'm glad the city and the country got that, and it's incredible that I got to see that. But I think more importantly, it's incredible for the country of Canada to see that. Basketball is not the #1 sport here. It's still very much hockey, but basketball has been growing in popularity ever since the Raptors came here, ever since Vince Carter lit the world on fire with his big dunks, ever since this modern We the North movement. And maybe the single biggest thing that will change the sport of basketball in this country, the prominence of the sport of basketball in this country, is the Toronto Raptors winning the championship. Like, the entire country got together. One of the most prevalent scenes to come out of Canada was Jurassic Park. And so just outside the arena at Scotiabank Arena, there's this area where thousands of people can hang out and watch the game on a big screen. And a lot of teams have replicated that vibe since, and so you get thousands of Raptor fans all hanging out outside, cheering as hard as they can. And cities across the country set up their own Jurassic Park, from Vancouver to Halifax, Nova Scotia. There were dozens of them all around the country. Mississauga had over 20,000 people at theirs. It was nuts. And so I'm thankful that happened, and we're going to see the ripple effects of that championship for decades to come as the Raptors continue to carry on as an NBA team. Hopefully they continue to be good, but more importantly, watching the sport of basketball grow in prominence in this country is going to be a beautiful thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoever this is, you need to calm down. I am not liking all this junk you are throwing at me. It is making my life very difficult. Can you settle down for just a minute or two or three? Okay, hang on. Hold the phone. I know that was not a great move right there. Oh, I could have set up a T-spin right there, but that's okay. Let's go take that. Bring this stack down. That could have been really bad, but I think we made the best of it. Alright, 2 KOs. some things I'm hopeful for. I hope that we can continue to push for a world in where the world of gaming is a more inclusive place. I want people to be respectful of other people's opinions. I want to see a world where we're not bickering at each other because of you don't like the thing that I like, or you like a thing I don't like. I want to see... I want to see the console wars go away someday. Like, just have that not matter. Just enjoy what you enjoy. I want to see people stop trying to put other people down for the things that they like. I hope that is something we can get to at some... I mean, I'm probably asking for too much, let's be honest, but... Okay. I think we're toast here. And we're in 6th place again. We were 1 short. I am so sorry. Alright. We gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up. We gotta put some money on the board here. If you're just tuning in, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I'm making donations for every top 5 finish, and we were 1 spot short there. That hurts really bad. But we're gonna get there. We will get there. And we're doing this in support of Extra Life, raising money for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. It's a network of 170 hospitals that specialize in pediatric care, and they take care of tens of thousands of kids every day. And all of this is going to culminate in a 25-hour gaming marathon, which is 19 days away. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll definitely want to tune in for that. We're going to start at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, November the 2nd, and go till 9 a.m. Eastern Time on November the 3rd. It's going to be a big gaming party. I'm going to have a lot of family and friends at the house. I'm going to have friends playing online with us. They'll be here on stream throughout. Double Jump will be there. Jason will be there from Downstab. Matt and John are going to come by the house and actually play games with me. My brother is going to be here. Jenna's going to be here. Like, the whole crew. There'll be a whole segment on Crash Team Racing with my wife and my sister-in-law, Michelle. They'll be leading that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Last year we played with the original PS1 version. This time around we will be playing on the new PS4 remaster. We're still in talks for doing a voice acting section with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We'll be playing... What else are we going to be playing? There'll definitely be some Tetris 99 at some point. You might have to wait till really late at night when it's just me by myself at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I will be playing some Tetris 99 as well. And so yeah, I hope you guys can make it. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be some other surprises as well that I can't talk about just yet. Ugh, that was a terrible drop. Ooh, thank you, RNGesus, for that. Whew. what other things are happening? Yeah, so tonight is Thanksgiving dinner at my in-laws' place. Look forward to spending time with them and getting all dressed up, having some turkey, having some mashed potatoes, some cranberry sauce, all that stuff, and getting together, seeing everybody again. And then we're also doing this is probably our last major get-together until Christmas, so we're also drawing for Secret Santa. I'm very curious to see who I end up getting this year for Secret Santa. I know, like, talking about Christmas already, man, a lot of stores have already started selling their Christmas supplies, and that freaks me out. Just the... Oh, okay, we're bailing on that C-spin. Just how quickly time seems to move, and how quickly retail seems to move through all these seasons. Like, there are already places that are selling Halloween stuff for half price. Steph, this week, bought a giant inflatable skull with a spider on it at half price that's now in our front lawn. We don't typically do Secret Santa in the family, but I'll have to figure something out for my office Christmas party. Yes. Yeah, last year I got a... For my Secret Santa gift, I ended up getting... Well, it wasn't Secret Santa. Was it Secret Santa? Yes, it was. Oh, man. Technically, it was secret. My work did this mix. I didn't like the rules. This mix of Secret Santa and White Elephant. So the game where, like, you can steal other people's gifts. And, like, I like that when you get a generic, like, when you're not trying to buy a gift for a specific person. It is just buy this gift, and then everybody's, like, stealing from each other. I think that's fine. Not my favorite Christmas game, but that's fine. But I don't like it when you mix Secret Santa of, I meant to buy this gift for John, and then John gets that gift stolen away by someone else who I didn't intend that gift to go for. So, that's something that has driven me nuts about my work Secret Santa program. But nobody... I don't think it... Yeah, no one ended up stealing from me this year. I got a Funko Pop of Yoda in a Santa outfit. And it's still sitting on my desk at work. Yeah, that's a weird way to do it. I can't imagine having a personalized gift grabbed up by someone else. Yes, I hate it. I hate it. I should bring that up to the powers that be. If the plan is to do that again, I would like to see that stopped. Oh, no. Yeah, we're toast here. Damn it. Ugh. We keep trying, though. We will keep pushing forward and trying to put on... Get some points on the board. Get some money on the board for the kids here. I'm trying to think of, like, any memorable... I wish I had, like, turkey facts. That would have been fun. I had, like, a game I made for my friends.
Yeah, right?
Oh, dude, Ticket, wow, thank you so much for the follow. Truly appreciate it. Let me hit some air horn for you right there. Yeah, if you're in the chat, feel free to say hello. Otherwise, thank you for the support. Truly appreciate it. All right. Ticket, wow, this one's for you. I'm gonna get a W for you. I'm gonna get a W for all the kids who I'm trying to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Bad use of the eyepieces right there. Here's a question. Ian, I know you've mentioned, like, your mom playing video games with you. What's her background in playing video games, and how was she the one that introduced you to the hobby? My parents are weird when it comes to games. My dad he hung out a lot in the arcades as a teenager here in Canada when he, like, first came to the country. And he was really big on games like Centipede, Galaxian, Galaga, and he was pretty good at those games too. But I guess the combination of the stigma around games at the time, of like video games are for kids, yeah, that stigma combined with the advances in gaming technology, he stopped keeping up at, like, the NES. His favorite game of all time is Air Fortress on the NES, and then he played nothing until, like, Angry Birds on his phone decades later. He asks us all the time about games and what's going on, what the advances are, but he doesn't really play anymore. And it'd probably be different had he grown up, like, now, where it was more socially acceptable for gamers of all ages to play. And it's funny, like, my dad still doesn't fully understand that. Like, he has coworkers at his work that are, like, in their 40s, and he still is like, wait, these guys are still talking about video games, but they're, like, old adults with kids now, and they're still into it. Like, what? I don't understand. And it's like, Dad, I'm almost their age too, and I've been playing video games this whole time, and you've been watching me do this whole time. And Ian says, she wouldn't identify as a gamer, but she does play Mario Party or Mario Kart with us from time to time, and she likes mobile puzzle games. Alright, yeah, my mom wouldn't identify as a gamer, but she has played video games on and off throughout her life. She is the one that introduced me to Tetris, actually. She was, yeah, Tetris is one of her favorite games. She loves Bomberman. She loves Overcooked. That's a relatively recent one for her. She played a lot of Nintendo DS. The way they opened that platform up to more casual play, she loved Brain Age and, playing Sudoku on that, doing her brain exercises. She liked playing Tetris on there. Again, wouldn't identify as a gamer, but she did love that stuff. Yeah, that's something I always think about, like, in a world where, when I become a dad someday, like, how do I introduce my kids to games? And I've read of people who are like, you're gonna start where I started, and here's an NES, good luck. And, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's the wrong way to do it. There's a lot of ways you can introduce your kids to the hobby. I don't think that's how I would. I think that'd be a lot more lax. Like, if they show an interest in it, I would support them, but if they don't, that's okay too. And if they like games that I'm not interested in, that's cool as well. Not gonna be like, you're not a... No kid of mine is not gonna be elite level gamer or anything like that. This is looking pretty rough, but can we bring this down just a little bit more? Okay. There. But yeah, there's still so much junk here. At least it's under control now. Nice. Top 50. keep bringing it down. Whoever is in that spot right there, I can't name the number, but the arrow pointing at me, that person is not nice. Woo! Alright, I have a good feeling about this. Oh, now we have multiple people attacking me. This is not... I had a good feeling for like 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Okay, this is now looking really bad. We were looking good just a second ago. And, okay. Alright. Okay. Completely unrelated. Completely unrelated to video games. This is a music thing. Of late, I have been binging this YouTube channel called The Punk Rock MBA. And this particular YouTuber analyzes a lot of rock music and like the rock music scene and like how it's evolved, why certain subgenres of rock have died or risen to the top. And one of the videos that really caught my attention was this video he called Rock is Dying. And he listed out some reasons why rock is dying. And I find that, like, I found it fascinating that he was able to kind of explain it on those terms. Because I have noticed, like, my dad is a big rock fan. I've enjoyed rock music in the past as well. But, like, in the last few years, rock music has really fallen out of its dominant position. It was the #1 genre of music in the US for a long time, and it's slipped. It's not #1 anymore. Hip-hop is like officially #1, the most listened to genre of music in the US, and it was fascinating to see kind of like his explanation for why rock music has kind of fallen off, and some of those points, and feel free to debate these. Oh man, that was supposed to be a T-spin. I forgot to spin. Where rock music fans are like, they want the old stuff. They don't want to listen to new music. When you go and look at lineups for rock festivals and rock shows, the priority is always on old bands. Bands like nothing newer than like 2003. Otherwise, the priority is all on the old bands. When you go listen to the radio, the music being played is the old stuff. No one's playing new rock music on the radio. At least it's not the emphasis or the priority. Also, we're like one away from getting into top 5. Can we hang on just a bit longer so we can finally make a donation to the kids, or for the kids? There we go, top 5. Okay. Can we win? It would be nice to get 2 in there. We'll make a donation of $10 for Extra Life. Okay, we'll talk about rock music in a bit. Okay, 4. Can we... Okay, top 3. Top 3. Oh no, that was a bad drop. We can fix it, but... Top 2. One more. Can we get one more for the kids? Yes! Got him. Got him. Tetris Maximus. Woo! About time. About time. Alright. Let's go and make a donation to the kids right now. Let me pull up my Extra Life page. My page. Let me throw a link in the... I'll throw a link in the chat as well if you're interested in making a donation. There we go. Alright, let me go hit this donate button. Throw down $10. We'll switch my name here to just Jet. And we'll add a message. Celebrating a Tetris 99 win. Donate. There we go. Alright, we'll wait for that notification to pop up. And that felt good. Those wins always feel good. Love making donations to Extra Life every chance I get. And there we go. We were able to do that in dramatic fashion at the end there. Also with an Invictus win. Second one ever on stream. So that's fantastic. And Ian says... Actually, yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, if you're interested in making a donation to Extra Life, the link is in the chat. Just over... I guess it would be on this side, on your side of the screen. I'm looking at a different interface, but... yeah, feel free to do so. All of the proceeds go towards the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is a network of hospitals that represents... it's 170 hospitals that take care of tens of thousands of kids every day. And... kind of just awkwardly waiting for the notification to come through. There it is. Okay, so we got it in the corner here, and then we'll see
celebrating a Tetris 99 win
down here any second. Oh, pointing the wrong way. Over here towards, yeah, on this side. We'll see that in just a sec, and then we will restart the game. Oh, I need to update some stuff too. Yeah, we can now say we've donated $50 to Extra Life, and we've donated 10 so far. Fantastic. There it is. There it is. Throwing down another $10 for Extra Life. That is fantastic. And so far we've now donated $50 to Extra Life. Almost halfway up to my quota. I don't know what's going to happen when I hit $100. I'm going to try and donate as much as I can. But even I have limits too. So we will see. I'm going to donate as much as I can to Extra Life though. In the meantime, let's keep going. The world of Tetris 99 has put up quite the fight, but we will continue playing and winning in support of the kids. And so yeah, some of the things that were brought up. The audience wants older music acts. They don't want to listen to the new stuff. The radio focuses on the old ones, old artists, because that's what people want to hear. The festivals put the headline acts as the old artists because that's what they want to hear. And some of his other reasoning was just like rock doesn't want to be mainstream. They tear down so many of its acts for getting major record label deals and quote unquote selling out. But then they've gone so far in that direction that like they're just not mainstream anymore and no one's checking for those bands and paying attention. Like they wanted to be cool and edgy and hip. And now they're not in the scene anymore. Right? The last major rock stars were like Fred Durst. And yeah, his argument was like if rock is to survive, rock really needs to know what it wants. And he said in particular like you can't say as a genre that we don't want to be mainstream and then also say we want people to recognize the quality of our work. Like, you kind of have to, like, if you're just gonna want to be like this scene that's going to like thrive in the underground forever and ever and not get as big as the other genres or as big as rock once was, fine. But if that's what you want, like, then you're not going to get the other part. You're not going to be back in prominence again like you used to be. Yeah, it was a really interesting video from the Punk Rock MBA, and I think he does some really fascinating stuff. So definitely check him out on YouTube. And then another one of his videos that I really liked was the argument of rock music isn't as good as it used to be. And he had a really strong counter for that, about music today being better than it's ever been. And I loved his case for it. I've tried so hard to not be an old curmudgeon when it comes to music. Because I find that, like, I see it with my dad, I see it with my friends. Like, at a certain point, you hit an age where, like, you just don't follow new music anymore and you don't want to listen to that stuff. But you also then evangelize the music you grew up with as being the best, and the music that came after that and before that being the worst. And I think nostalgia is a really powerful thing, but it warps our perception of music and how we perceive it and what was good and what wasn't. And some of his arguments were, music is recorded better now. It sounds better than ever before in terms of audio quality. And in particular on the rock side, the hardcore punk side, a lot of those recordings are just really poorly done. And there's just, like, the production value is awful on those records. And even if the song is great, like, the drums sound really tinny and there's no bass and everything sounds super muddy and you can barely understand the vocals. Like, this isn't like the 90s, like the DIY rock scene. And some of those recordings still aren't that great versus now where almost everything sounds super slick. And you kind of get the true representation of what the artist is trying to convey in their music. And then the other arguments of, like, my music was the best when it really meant something, and people were putting out the best music here, and the music today is just trash. And his counter was like, people are just being selective when they talk about that. And when they talk about their era being the best, they're hand-picking all the best stuff from that time against whatever is out today, completely ignoring the fact that in everybody's era, everybody put out super cheesy music and bad music and music that didn't mean anything. And, like, the most extreme example was this song by Mozart. And because I still try and keep some semblance of family friendly, I'm not going to mention the song title here, but it's a song about just, like, a really lewd act. And, like, yeah, like, going all the way back there, people were making just songs about anything. Intelligent songs, dumb songs, catchy songs. And yeah, so it's not really so much a better or worse. Audio quality wise, yeah, but... And there's some valid points. Maybe the most extreme versions of auto-tune, and people, like, changing their sound that way, or... One interesting thing he talked about was, like, particularly in metal music, with the way that they altered drums to make it sound not realistic. And in particular, he mentions, like, when people are playing lightning fast and they're hitting snares, it's impossible to maintain. At certain speeds, it's impossible to hit the drums as hard as they do on those metal records. And, like, consistently. Or hit the kick consistently at that speed, at that velocity. And what happens in the studio a lot is that they'll actually edit the drums and they'll just cut and paste, like, the hardest hit and then replicate it across the entire song. And so you end up with, like, an unrealistic recording, or unrealistic performance in rock. And you don't necessarily think of rock music kind of doctoring their sound in a particular way, and in that way they absolutely do. I think there's also something to be said. This is Ian, by the way. Ian says, there's something to be said that anything modern is inherently less artistic. Like, people give older songs credit based on nothing except being older, and it applies to other media too. Yep. just because it's older doesn't necessarily give it more artistic merit. And the stuff that we talk about that's older is usually like the best of the best stuff, and you've forgotten about all the not as good stuff that came from that era, because why would you remember that stuff anyway? It's just that the stuff right now is the stuff you see right now, and it's easier to bring to the forefront. It's hard, though. It's so easy to become a slave to nostalgia and just see everything that you did before as the best thing ever, and everything after as just not being as good. And I mean, feel free to live your life however you want to live, and if that's the way you want to view the world, that's totally up to you and a popular way of doing it. But I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to live in a world where the best of the world that mankind has to offer is behind me, and now I'm just kind of living out my existence with nothing cool to look forward to. Like, nah. I want to see music get better. I want to see movies get better. I want to see people get better. I want to see technology take us to new places and create new possibilities. And I want to see more. I want to see more of what we have and not just stick to what we had. And I think that's actually like really hard to get into that mentality of wanting more, because it's once you get older and you don't have that nostalgia on your side of the things you grew up with, then it becomes really hard to think in those terms. Yes, that's exactly it. There's got to be more, right? Like, I don't think we've hit that point. Well, to a certain point in video games, I think there's like, they used to make video games better. Like, the microtransaction stuff is definitely a hot button issue nowadays, but like, there's still more. I think there's still more for us to see, and I don't think that sitting back and playing Super Mario World until the end of the time is the way I want to go out. I want to play the Mario Odysseys. I want to play Odyssey 2. I want to play the next Breath of the Wild. I want to play the crazy thing that Miyamoto comes up with next. Whatever that is. Maybe he's inspired by, I don't know. He was inspired by gardening when he came up with Pikmin. What is like the next mundane thing that Miyamoto is doing that ends up inspiring the next great gaming IP? This is not good. Darkside 910, you got this. Hype. Thank you. It didn't work out this time. We did get a win a little earlier in the stream. I don't know if you saw that part. And also, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. How are you doing today? You just joined. Fantastic. I did win one. We've made $10 in donations so far to Extra Life, hoping to get more. And we're just talking about nostalgia and the power of nostalgia and trying to not get settled in our ways. I know it's a much heavier discussion than Tetris, but you're welcome to join. You're doing great supporting some Tetris streamers. Fantastic. I think that Tetris 99 in particular is a game that I don't think there are enough people streaming it. I think based on the audiences I've seen for this game and the demand for streams, I think there's an opportunity for other streamers to get in here and play Tetris and build a community. When I get an Elgato, I'll start to stream snipes. So I take it, okay, so I take it you are a fan of Tetris, you want the Elgato to stream Switch stuff. Yeah, what's your history with Tetris 99, and what are your plans for streaming? Yeah, I've been streaming since the end of 2016, but I was streaming on YouTube at the time, and then I moved to Facebook, and then I moved full-time to Twitch at the beginning of 2018, and I've been here ever since. You would stream Tetris games. Okay. I've been meaning to stream more Tetris games. I have... Actually, I will stream a different Tetris game tomorrow. I have a Sega Genesis Mini here that I'm going to stream tomorrow. And it's got a Tetris version that was previously unreleased. So we'll definitely stream that. I want to get an NES soon and play Classic Tetris. Classic Tetris is definitely the rage right now in the competitive scene. I do have that, and I have streamed that before. And I will stream that again. Have you played Tetris Effect? Yes, I love Tetris Effect. And I've streamed Tetris Effect last year. That is a fantastic game. Not a popular streaming game, though. I will tell you that much. If you love Tetris Effect and you want to play it, great. That game did horrible numbers for me on stream, though. Yeah, if growing your channel is your goal, Tetris 99 or Tetris Effect is one of the toughest. And it's a shame. That game is amazing. It looks incredible. It plays great. It's just that people don't want to watch others play that game. Do I play PPT? I don't know what PPT means. Also, we'll try my best to keep up in the chat. I appreciate your enthusiasm, and you are chatting very quickly. At a certain point, I may have to slow down, but I will answer as best I can. Puyo Puyo Tetris. I have not played that lately, but I do have a Japanese copy that I bought a couple of years ago before it came out in North America. Yeah, sounds like you are I understand it takes a minute, yeah. Sounds like you're a big Tetris fan. What is your Tetris origin story? For me, I was introduced to Tetris on DOS. My mom worked at an engineering firm, and they had a bunch of computers. And my mom would bring me in. She doesn't work in engineering, but she's an accountant. And there were times where she'd have to take me into the office on weekends in order to finish up some work. And she would just like, hey, Jet, go play on this computer. And she would set me up with a computer that had games on it. And one of those games was Tetris. And that is how I discovered Tetris. From there, I played the NES version, Game Boy version. I have the Game Boy version right here, actually. Game Boy, played it on the N64. I think it was the new Tetris. Played Tetris Effect, played some of the spin-offs. Puyo Puyo Tetris, yep. Tetris DS is probably still my favorite of the bunch. I played a ton of Tetris DS. I played Tetris as a kid on handheld. Oh, okay, now it's getting a little too fast. I will catch up shortly. Please bear with me. Please hold. I was trying to get a T-spin set up there, and that's not going to work. Okay. Clear that. A little more under control there. Woo! In my mind, just like...
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Down. Oh no! That's not what I wanted, and this is very bad. Very bad. Okay, top 20. You played Tetris as a kid on handheld game, then I hadn't played for about 13 years and had the Switch and decided this game was free and started playing. Yeah, it's great. It's a great version of Tetris, one of the best ones for sure. And I was just saying that I happen to have, I don't know why I have this on my desk. I end up showing it like almost every stream. Original Tetris on Game Boy. It's one of the best versions of Tetris to this date. Do I have any other easy-to-reach Tetris copies here? I don't think I do. I'd have to get up. Also, let's change. I know we're probably going to end the stream soonish. Let's change out this theme. Mario, Donkey Kong. Maybe for Ian. Here we go. For Ian, I'm going to play some Fire Emblem for you. Do I like Puyo games? No. No, I do not. I never got into that style of puzzle game. So that made Puyo Puyo a challenge for sure. I would crush the Tetris parts and struggle really badly on the Puyo parts. I think it's an awesome collaboration, and I love that they mix them together in like all sorts of different ways. But I'm just not into Puyo at all. Always happy to see Claude on screen. Yep. Yeah, it's cool to have you back in the Tetris family. Tetris is a phenomenal game. I would argue it is the closest thing to perfection that mankind will ever make with video games. And it is a game that will... This game will never die. People are going to be playing Tetris long after we're dead. And I don't know if that can be said about any game ever. Although now maybe I'm getting myself in the trap. We were just talking about nostalgia and trying to not let nostalgia cloud our view of the world. And maybe maybe the world can make a better game than Tetris. But still, I think this is a brilliantly designed game, and its staying power in the world of gaming at this point is unmatched. Are you any good at Invictus? Define good at Invictus. I've won a couple times. We won once earlier on stream. I finish a top 50 at least most of the time. But Invictus is really hard. That said, yeah, before Invictus came out, we were winning fairly frequently in classic Tetris 99. Whatever you think good is. I mean, see, here's the other thing about, like, Tetris and Tetris 99. I think the vast majority of people who play Tetris 99, like regular Tetris 99, and I got distracted there, it's fine. I'm much better at normal lobbies. Yeah. Like, I could play normal lobbies now and get top 10 every time and win a decent amount of them. But I like the challenge of Invictus. But yeah, Invictus is such... The community playing Invictus... A 13 combo all clear the other day. That's fantastic. The community for Invictus is so small. I almost never get 100 people in a lobby. There's always CPUs because I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people that play Tetris 99 have not won a match. I would guess less than 1% of people who have played Tetris 99 have actually won. I think the odds are stacked against everyone playing this game. Just by virtue of the math, you already have like a 1 in 99 shot in winning. I would say 10 to 15%. Okay. That's still small relative to the player base. And so then when you get those best percentage of people, a lot of getting lucky for the new players in the final 1v1. But that also requires people to get to the 1v1. I know a ton of people who would get nowhere near top 10 in regular Tetris 99. It took me 600 something games to win. Yeah, see there. There it is. I think most people who play this game would give up way before 600 games to get a win. And most people who have played this game have not played this game 600 times. Like 600 matches. I don't know for sure. I'm just speaking based on what I see in the lobbies with Invictus mode in particular. And that even the people that have won are probably not playing Invictus either because they want to win. It's absolutely an easier win for skilled players to go play in a normal lobby with normal competition. Well, that was terrible. Alright, we'll work around that. Yeah, I think most people would be surprised at how few people win in Tetris 99. And, like, I have a skewed perception of what's actually happening. My problem with Invictus, every time I play, I stream snipes, and there are always way too good of players. Yep! That's the thing. You're playing against the cream of the crop, and these people are no joke. I love stream sniping. That is a very frowned upon habit. I mean, like, it's a larger side effect of streaming as a whole. I'm not here to judge. And I don't really play games where stream sniping happens. I've had other people play with me in Tetris. And there are people who've done better than me in Tetris. But I don't know if they, like, straight up attack me. I only snipe when people count down. Okay. So what is it about stream sniping that you enjoy? I have not talked to anyone who is outwardly identified as a stream sniper, but I would like to hear your point of view. What is the appeal? Stream sniping in normal lobbies has much harder players. Okay. There we go. And I'm more comfortable in those lobbies, and it feels nice to beat the streamer or really good known players. That's fair. And I understand that. I play... Fighting games are like my favorite genre, and I've had the chance to play on a couple of pro player streams. I've been on Justin Wong's stream, and I've been on Smug's stream, and I've won against them, and that was really cool. I didn't actively go out of my way to play them. Like, we just ended up matching up in matchmaking, so that just kind of happened. But I don't think... I personally probably wouldn't go out of my way to fish for that. Though I totally get the appeal. Like, yeah, you want to get in Ninja's lobby and snipe Ninja in Fortnite because you want to be able to say that I took out Ninja. In normal lobbies, I win too much, so harder lobbies make it more enjoyable. Okay. How would you feel if the shoe's on the other foot and someone was actively stream sniping you? Especially when you have 3 minutes, levels 1 you win. Okay. Also, Darkside's 910. I missed it. Thank you so much for the follow. Truly appreciate the support. And let me hit that air horn for you real quick. Boom. There we go. Although, yeah, stream sniping in Tetris is a little different than, like, stream sniping in, like, a shooter. Because you're... I don't know in Tetris 99 if you can see, like, exactly what my position is relative to other people. Like, you can say you got a higher place than me, but I don't know if you can specifically say, you took me out or if the information you are seeing on stream gives you some sort of advantage versus like in, say, Fortnite, I watch Ninja stream and I know exactly where he's standing and I can go and fight him and shoot him in a way where he wouldn't be able to take advantage of the same thing against me. So a little different. Hey, top 10. All right, let's see if we can get top 5, make a donation for the kids. Hopefully get number 1 and double that. Put up another $10 on the board. Okay. Uh-oh, that's not the piece I wanted to drop right there. Oh, number 2! Whoa, a whole bunch of people just dropped right there. That was crazy. What happened? Can we get first? Hey, we did it! We did it! Chalk it up. Another victory. Woo! 10 KOs. GG. Thank you so much, J Guy. Also, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. 8th for me. Ah, see, there we go. My own brother stream sniping me. 8th place. All right, let's go and make another donation to Extra Life. Let me get the page set back up here. Hit donate again. I will throw the link in the chat if you're interested in making a donation to Extra Life as well. All of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, who help. All of the proceeds go to the network of hospitals. They provide care, pediatric care, to tens of thousands of kids every day across 170 hospitals in North America. And so this is a cause that I very strongly believe in. Let me throw in a message here. Let's dedicate this to everyone in the chat right now. Okay. Dedicated to adventure rules, dark sides 910, J Guy 369, and player to start. All right, so $10. Let's go. Donation made. We just hit over $200. You're an amazing person. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is our second year doing Extra Life. And with that donation, that puts us over $1,000 donated in the last 2 years. That's fantastic. We've now raised over $200 for this campaign, and this will all culminate on November the 2nd. That's a Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be doing a 25-hour marathon. A bunch of my friends are coming to the house. A bunch of families coming to the house. So friends calling in via Discord.
Dedicated to adventure rules, Dark Sides 910, J Guy 369, and player 2 start.
Here. Another $10. What game during the 25-hour marathon? We're going to be playing a lot of different games. There will be some Tetris. That's probably going to happen later in the evening. But we'll be playing some Super Mario Maker 2. We'll be playing some Jackbox. We'll be playing... Oh, there we go. There's the donation right there. Another $10. 20 for today. Let me update that as well. $20 today. We've donated a total of $60 since the start of this campaign. No, we will not be playing that baseball game. I'm a beast at the Jackbox Bidiots game. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. Yeah, there'll be Jackbox. We're looking to do some voice acting, and in one of the Phoenix Wright games, there will be Crash Team Racing. I will probably play some more Sega Genesis Mini as well. Lots of stuff. It's going to be a great time. I had 11K the other night. Then it took 4,500, and I still won. Nice. All right, so it's... Yeah, we're probably going to wrap this up soon. Let's see if we can get, like, one more... I don't know, one more win on the board. One more donation on the board. Something. But yeah, again, thank you everybody that's come out to the stream today. Thank you, Ian at Adventure Rules. Thank you, Randy at Player 2 Start. Thank you, Darksides. Thank you, J Guy. Thank you, Ticket Wow, for the follow today. Thank you, Darksides, for the follow. I'm playing some normal lobbies at the moment. All right. You do you, man. Also, question for you, Darksides. I've been asking this, and J Guy and everybody on the stream. It's Canadian Thanksgiving here in my part of the world, and my question for the group is, what are you thankful for? Doesn't have to be about video games. Could be about life. Could be about love. Could be about work. Whatever it is, what are you thankful for? I would love to hear what you are thankful for this Canadian Thanksgiving, even if you are not Canadian. Just what are you thankful for right now? Yeah, I've mentioned a couple of things I'm thankful for. I went pretty in detail earlier in the stream. I'm thankful for my health and being alive. I think that's something that we take for granted. Probably all of the opportunities arising in my life that are going to affect my future. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Would you be willing to share some of those opportunities that are coming up? If not, that's totally okay. Just curious to hear what those good opportunities are, and I wish you the best of luck in all of that. Yeah, what good opportunities have happened? Yeah, I can't really talk about work stuff. But yeah, there's some good things happening at my work as well that I'm thankful for, and thankful that there are people there that believe in my abilities and trust me to get stuff done. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh geez, that was a terrible drop. I appreciate, like, I'm thankful for the fact that I've been able to maintain a steady career for as long as I have. In a previous life, I went to school and graduated in radio broadcasting, and I got a job for a while in the at a country radio station here. Well, a country radio station in the area. And I had it for a couple of months, and I thought, like, man, this is my career. I'm going to be on the radio someday. I was on the radio. I actually did the overnight shift as well as weather on weekends. And then I did, like, worked on the street team and did some promotions department stuff as well. Unfortunately, I lost my job. There were some budget cuts, and I got cut a couple months in. And I wasn't in the industry long enough to really find my footing. And so I was unemployed for like 6 months in the radio industry. Ended up getting a job in a department that wasn't what I wanted to do, but it paid the bills, and it kept my foot in the industry in hopes that I could someday get back to where I was. And after a couple years of that, like, I wasn't happy. Maybe I would have gotten there if I stuck out longer, but it wasn't working out for me the way I wanted. And instead of just sitting there unhappy and making not nearly as much as I could, I decided to go back to school. And I went back to school for advertising. And that was a really smart choice on my part. I worked really hard, ended up getting a job in the industry, and save for one moment where I was unemployed for a bit, I've been able to maintain a steady career for almost the past decade, and I think being able to provide for myself and provide for my wife is something that I'm really thankful for, because I know what it feels like to not have a career and not have a job, and even more so than not having money is like not knowing where I was going to go in life. That was scary to me, of just like and I worked like part-time at a pharmacy, and just thinking to myself, like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, I'd worked my way up to a supervisor role. I probably could have worked my way up to manager if I really wanted to, but that's just not the life I wanted to live. And I'm glad that I'm now in a career that I enjoy and am able to provide for myself, provide for my wife, pay for my car, pay for this house that I'm in. The fact that I live in a house, that's crazy. I didn't think I would be in a house as quote unquote soon as I'm in. It's the housing market is crazy expensive in my neck of the woods, and like my wife and I were renting for a long time, just condos, and when the opportunity arose, like when it was time to move out of our condo, like we probably could have just rented somewhere, but we really wanted our next move to be a house. And it took a lot of work, and a lot of people helped us out along the way, but we got there, and we have this house, and I love being here. I love having stairs. Something you take for granted. Just stuff on different floors. It allows... We each have our own spaces here. So my wife has her own craft room in this house where she does all her cosplay stuff. I have this side of the basement where I can stream and play video games and not distract her. Because before we had like an open concept condo, and she could hear everything. She could hear me talk. She could hear the game noise. She could hear me pressing the buttons on my fight stick. And it was just like not a great experience for her. But now we kind of have our own spaces, and that's great, and we can hang out together on the couch in our living room. Like, stuff you can take for granted. And I'm thankful for all that. But yeah, what other things are you thankful for? Spin that down, bring that over. Video game wise, we talked about, like, I'm grateful that the world of gaming continues to expand. The types of games that are played or being made are appealing to a wider audience. Like, I don't want video games to just be a boys genre. I want it to be for everyone. Boys, girls, kids, adults, grandparents, and everyone should be a gamer. Like, everyone should have content in this medium that appeals to them. And we have been growing a lot these last few years, and I think there's still more work to be done. But I think, generally speaking, we are on the right track. And I want to see gaming continue to grow and open doors and be a hobby that is normalized for everyone to partake in. I'm thankful for the Nintendo Switch. Like, here's one thing, like, besides the Nintendo Switch having amazing games, like, it fits my lifestyle so well. Going to and from work, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours each way. And I spend a lot of that time on the train. And I have less time to sit down here and play video games. But being able to play games on stream like this, and then pick up the console, and then go play on the train the exact same game, exactly where I left off, that's amazing. And it's gotten it's helped me play a lot of games, a lot more games than I'd be able to play otherwise. And having that convenience is so good. Ian says, I'm the same way with the Switch. The portability of it enables me to play games so much more often than I would have been able to do had this been a home console. Yeah, like my PlayStation is unplugged right now, and I lent my Xbox to my cousin. I don't have time to play games in front of a TV. The only time I do that is when I'm streaming. And I'm not just streaming whatever I'm playing at the time. Like, it's just, like, based on my goals and what I'm trying to achieve on stream. The games I stream and the games I play have almost become two separate things. And so, the only time I'm really playing games in front of a TV is when I'm streaming, and that I'm playing games for the show at that point. And not to say that I wouldn't play Tetris 99 otherwise, because I love Tetris 99, and I do play this game, like, every day. At the very least, to unlock the tickets so I can unlock all the skins. But, yeah, just the opportunity for me to sit down and play games is largely dried up in the traditional sense. But, thanks to the Switch, it opens up, like, all these new opportunities for me to play games at my convenience. That said, I think it's great that there are options for gamers along the spectrum. The fact that there are multiple consoles out there, you can get a PlayStation, have a great experience with that. Get an Xbox, have a great experience with that. I'm back. Your Twitter was blowing up. Why was your Twitter blowing up? Yeah, I think this is going to be the second last game. After this, we'll do one more. My recent Tetris post, I guess. Okay. We're going to do one more. I have to go to IKEA after this, before I go out to Thanksgiving with the in-laws. I bought some stuff from IKEA that will be on the stream soon. One of the things I bought, and Ian, this is going to impact you a little bit. I bought a frame. I finally bought a frame for the Fire Emblem art. Get some Swedish meatballs. I don't know if I want to spoil my dinner, but Swedish meatballs are delicious, and they're so cheap. Getting a meal at IKEA is so convenient because, yeah, you're there. You're going to spend like an hour plus in there anyway. You get hungry. It's cheaper than any other options you'd have in your immediate area, and it tastes pretty good. So yeah, I gotta return this light I bought. It's meant to be a kitchen light, but I was hoping I could use it on stream. Because one of the quirks of my streaming setup right now and my lighting system is that the underside of my face is a little dark because my light doesn't light that part very well. My lights don't. And so I bought something to fix that, but it's way too bright. I was trying to T-spin there. That's not gonna work out. That's okay. So yeah, it's way too bright. I'm gonna have to return it. That's okay. But I bought a shelf, a clear plastic shelf that I'm gonna be able to mount to behind my wall so I can put some more stuff on the stream, and not just art. I can put more toys, plushies, games. I can display games back there now. Display more records. That's going to be great. And then I got a frame for my giant Fire Emblem art. I will show that right after this game and before we play our final match. Cool. Now on my Twitter I have like 3 people liking all my posts. Great. Hope you become a social media star if that's what you're looking forward to. Hope all your social media dreams come true. Dang. And yeah, speaking of, you can find me on social media. I post every day, multiple times a day. I post on Twitter at @inthirdperson and on Instagram at @inthirdperson. In particular, I post a lot of Instagram stories. I put a lot of pictures of life stuff. A lot of stuff not necessarily relating to games on the story side. The game side, like my regular posts are very gaming centric, but the stories get really weird. I've been posting some stuff clips from the show 90 Day Fiancé, which my wife and I have been watching together. Man, there's some super awkward stuff there. With my 15 followers, I don't know how I'm getting so much love. All right, man. Hey, man, if you make a positive impact on one person, that is more than enough. Let me go grab one thing. I will show you guys some of my IKEA pickups, and then we'll play one last game of Tetris. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's like right on the other side of this door. Give me a sec. Also, yet another PJ shot. Still in my pajamas. And so yeah, Fan Expo this year. I bought this 3-piece Fire Emblem art, and I finally got it framed. So check this out. Bam! All three, Claude, Edelgard, and Dimitri, all in one shot. I will put this up next month. So yeah, it was Claude over here a bit ago. I replaced that with something else. But yeah, next month I've got to figure out how to put this on the wall. But looking forward to doing that. Ugh. Do you go to any Comic-Cons? Thank you for bringing that up, actually. Yes, I go to lots of Comic-Cons. I bought I bought that Fire Emblem piece at Fan Expo this year, and I will be at EGLX this Saturday. EGLX, which is a video game-centric convention. I'll be going with Player 2 Start in the chat, actually. I go to the Chicago one and Louisville one. I have been to Chicago twice. I've only been for work purposes, but I would love to vacation there at some point. They're close to my area, which is why I go. Awesome. All right, let's flip this camera. One more time. Let's try and make one more donation for the kids. If you're just tuning in, we got one more game to go, but I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. Thank you to everybody that's come by to hang out with me today. Thank you, Ian at Adventure Rules. Thank you, Randy at Player 2 Start. Thank you, Dark Sides, for the follow, and thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Thank you to J Guy for hanging out this morning. Thank you to Ticket Wow for the follow as well. Truly appreciate the support. This last game may end very poorly. We might have to do yet another one. Any raid plans yet? What do you mean by raid? Oh, like raiding on Twitch? No, not yet. I haven't actually done a raid before on Twitch. Like who you're gonna go to soon? Yeah, I have no idea. I don't actually even know how to do raid. I'll have to look in the dashboard to see how to do that. That makes me a bad Twitch streamer. I don't know how to do raids. I should do them at the end of these streams, and I haven't. Rating just helps you get your name out there. Yep. I know. I've talked about it before. I am not the most involved streamer when it comes to networking as much as I should. Uh-oh, we are getting attacked. Pretty tough. There we go. But I do host a number of channels, and there's a couple of channels hosting. I'll have to look out. We will give them their shout-outs in a second here. Let me pull up the list. Who's hosting right now? Yeah, so channels actually hosting me at the moment. Shout-outs to Jason over at Downstab, twitch.tv/jsick06. Thank you so much for for hosting me. Shout outs to Extra Life TO, who I'm playing this game for in support of. That's the Toronto Guild of Extra Life. And shout outs to Later Levels, twitch.tv/Later Levels. She writes an amazing blog, by the way. You should check that out as well at laterlevels.com. Shout out to Double Jump, Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump. Thank you for supporting the heck out of me and everything, including hosting my channel all the time. And shout outs to Too Tall For You Fool at Justin over at Too Tall For You Fool. Thank you so much for hosting me as well this morning. Yeah, I host all of them as well. Okay. There. Sorry, I opened up the creator dashboard and now I'm blocking the chat and I can't see what you guys are saying. Why won't... Okay. If you don't have anyone, I have someone I can recommend. He plays Tetris 99 as his main game and is doing a 16-hour live stream today. Plus Super Mario Maker 2. Oh, cool. Yeah, throw their name in the chat and I'll see what I can do. Tetrium. Okay, we'll see what we can do at the end of this. Hopefully we can stay alive a little longer. I know we just blocked that, and that's... There. Alright, that could have been really bad, but we are now... Still like a code orange right now, but we are in a lot better spot than we were just a second ago. Although, man, wow, the junk that is being sent my way is pretty nuts. That junk in the trunk. Ooh. Alright. Oh, that's not the piece I wanted to drop there. No! Oh, no. That's a really... That might cost us the game. Okay, throw that down there. Still not great. I've made too many mistakes here. Alright. Come on. Hang on. A little longer. Nah, there it is. Slaps top of Tetris field. This bad boy can't hold so much junk. Alright. That is gonna do it for today's stream. Let me see if I can figure out raids, or maybe we'll do it next time. Where's the interface for that? Yeah, they changed up the dashboard. I don't know where the raid function went. I don't actually know how to do raids. This is really bad. No, what? We'll leave it for now. I will look into that, and I will be more prepared to properly raid other channels. I don't stream, but I think there's a command. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll look it up. I need to add that to my repertoire, though. Thank you, Dark Sides, for bringing that up. I'll try that at the very end. We'll see if that works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I will look into it next time. But But yeah, we're going to close it out for today. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, Ian at Adventure Rules. Thank you, Player2Start. Thank you, Darksides910. Thank you, J Guy. Thank you, Darksides, for the follow. Thank you, Ticket Wow, for the follow. And I will be back. Thank you so much for the happy Thanksgiving as well. I will be back probably tomorrow morning. I do plan on playing some Sega Genesis Mini. We'll just hang out casually, mess around with a couple games, nothing too serious. Then Wednesday, I will be back with Link's Awakening, and then on Sunday, we will be raising more money for Extra Life. Today, we finished up with $20 more towards Extra Life for a total of $60 as part of this Tetris 99 Extra Life campaign, which is great. Otherwise, I'm going to try raiding right now. I'm going to hit this, hit our end screen. I'm going to hit the command, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we're just going to wrap it up. No, that totally didn't work. I will look into it. I will try again. We will start doing raids more going forward. I should look into how to do that. But for now, let's get out of here. Take care, guys. I'm Jet, and we out.